Bet you didn't think you'd see this today. Anyway, so 100 subscribers. I did it. Now we're gonna make a VRChat avatar on this thing. The reason we're making a VRChat avatar on this thing is because I always say that you can make VRChat avatars on literally anything. And I'm right. This video is just going to be me proving that, and also a 100 subscribers special. Thanks, by the way. But before we get into this, I want to show you this. Before I had this idea, I had another idea where I was going to do a skit of me getting a play button, and it would be me opening the box and, you know, getting a play button. This is a shoebox, but inside you see I have a YouTube letter that is horribly put together in Photoshop, and a YouTube play button, a paper YouTube play button. Yay! You know what? I'm actually gonna put this like right over here. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, and let's get going to the real meat of the video. This thing has an Intel Celeron, 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, and 4 gigs of RAM. It's not great. So first things first, we're gonna plug this in. Now, I have a working theory that this will go horribly wrong, but that's just a theory, and I can't be living on theories. Now, I remember correctly that I installed a Debian-based OS on this. I love the bootloader screen. Hey, there we go. We have picture on the MX Linux. Never mind. Did it die? Holy shit, I think it did. Oh yeah, it definitely died. Let's try this again. Oh boy. Okay, MX Linux. Let's see if we can get Unity on this thing. For context, I will be trying to build the avatar for all platforms, because it would be pretty goofy if I just built it for PC on this thing, which is arguably not even good enough to run VRChat. Alright, boot me to my... oh. I don't know what that sound was. Do we have video out? We do! Let's go. Oh boy, that is a horrible screen. I cannot actually see what I am supposed to be able to see on the screen. I'm gonna have to take a look at it through the OBS. I will say that from setting up my main PC behind me, I have learned a few things about making avatars on Linux. One of which is the software that we need. Yippee. Terminal. Just like my depression. Will this give me the right version of Unity Hub? Let's find out. Sudo apt-get install Unity Hub. It can't find it. Also, I named this PC Trash MX. Okay, so I can't find Unity Hub. Can it find Alchem? No. Let's look at the Unity Hub download. Start your creative projects and download Unity Hub. You are a game engine, not a graphic design program. At least I don't think you're a graphic design program. Linux. Install Unity Hub. To add the public signing key, run the following command. Okay, I love copy-pasting random commands into my terminal. Well, that did something. To add Unity Hub repository, do this. Okay, Control-C, Control-Shift-V, yes, paste. I gotta run a sudo apt update. I have a feeling that I'm gonna go to install the editor and it's gonna complain about not having storage. Alright, this is gonna take a bit. A little bit about this device. This was actually a Chromebook. I'm pretty sure you can tell by the search key. Alrighty, now let's try and get Unity Hub. Oh, it actually found it. Okay. I guess we just wait now. And if you don't know what Alchem is the basically VRChat creator companion, but for non-Windows machines. No, Firefox, I don't want you to have my location. That's the wrong page. I want the VRCget page. VRCget page. Oh my god, this is so slow, it's not even registering. I'm pretty sure hitting this download is gonna download an app image. Oh yeah, there it is. Outcome app image. Unity Hub is still installing. It is taking a long ass time. Unpacking Unity Hub. Yeah, I hope you're unpacking Unity Hub. I'm back and it finished as soon as I paused the recording. Wonderful. You know what? That's fine. That's totally fine. Let's just get into Unity. Come on. Show me Unity Hub. Show me something. Oh. Oh, it's struggling. Oh, the frame rate. Minimum system requirements. Your system does not have enough total memory RAM to run Unity Hub reliably. At least 4 gigabytes of RAM is required. What do you mean it doesn't have enough total memory? I'm pretty sure this thing has at least 4 gigabytes of RAM, right? We have an Intel Celeron N3060, a 1.6 gigahertz CPU, which is a dual-core CPU, and 3.8 gigabytes of memory. I don't know what happened to those other 200 megabytes, but they're supposed to be in there. So yeah, I should have enough memory, but Unity is bitching about 200 megabytes. Actually, that's a valid crash out. We're gonna skip this setup because we only want one Unity version. Actually, before I go on, let me go to the settings and make sure that we have the right version. We do. Okay, awesome. Now that we have Unity Hub, let's set up Alchem. Yeah! Welcome to Alchem! Awesome. Let's turn off compact GUI elements because this screen is tiny. Unity Hub? I think that is my Unity Hub. We're just gonna put our projects in there. Archive format, highly compressed. It may be the slowest compression, but we need all the space we can get. Alrighty. Use Alchem for VCC. Nice. Start using Alchem. And there we have it! The VRChat Creator Companion. But not! Alright, I'm actually curious to see how much space we have left over. Is there a way that I can check that? Yes. Manager. Okay, let's take a look at our storage. We got our boot device, which is 8.7 megabytes used, and we have our main storage of 28.2 gigabytes, and we have 16 gigabytes left. Let's consider this for a bit. Unity Hub with all of its platform data is going to take up about 10 gigabytes, which means to make our avatar, we're going to have 5. Just 5 gigabytes, roughly. Not to mention, I also need to install Blender on this thing, if I don't already have it installed. Do I have it installed? I do not have Blender installed. So that's something we're gonna have to grab as well. Okay, how much space is this gonna take? 493 megabytes. Blender got a little bit bigger last I remember. Whatever, I'm sure it's fine. Okay, now Blender should be installed. Yep. We have a Blender. Huh, I wonder what version this is. Just now realizing that it might be a bad idea to have this many applications open on this little guy. But Blender did launch, and we have version 4.3.2. That is not the latest version of Blender. Okay, listen, I know that I said we would be, making a VRChat avatar on this thing just to prove that it can be done with anything, but this trackpad is actually horrendous, and I do not have the confidence to deal with Blender with this trackpad. So, we're pulling out the big stops. The Raspberry Pi mouse. So, in order to start, I'm just gonna go to File, and export an FBX of this cube. And what I really want to set up here is our FBX preset. VRC avatar selected only, and hit OK. That's an error. So it doesn't like to save presets here. You see, that's gonna be an issue. Oh well, the saving of the preset might have been a bust, but I will say, if you want to not have to mess with any of that, you can download my presets from the description. Uh-oh. Didn't like that. I don't think it liked me pressing X and Y. It did not. Huh. Alright, let's try this again. Let's make sure to select everything first. File, export FBX. Alright, copy, selected objects, FBX all. Armature. Okay, I think this should be good now. Let's make a new folder. Trash MX. Alright, and export FBX. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen it struggle to export an FBX before. But did it export is the question. No. No, it did not. Oh. It's complaining about a Python thing not being there. Which Python? Where? Python? Why? Python? Bruh, how do we get this as an FBX then? Because if you guys don't know, Unity does not like blend files. But in the event that we are able to use this as an avatar, then maybe it could work out? I'm actually curious now. Let me try it. And we're gonna see if Unity will allow me to actually do this. Let's go to the download archive here. Hello? Oh, there we go. That took a long ass time to open. Alright. As everybody knows, the correct Unity version for VRChat right now, 2022.3.22 F1. Let's install this. Open. And Unity Hub should pop up anytime now. There we go. Okay. Required 6.12 gigabytes, available 14.11. Okay, well I want this to be available on Quest, so we're gonna install Android build support, that's 7 gigs. I want iOS build support, that's 9 gigs. And we also need Windows build support, which is 9.67 gigs. We are going to have 3 gigabytes left over to make this avatar. Okay, so we're back a little bit earlier than I would like to be, but apparently the editor application could not download because there is not enough storage to download and install the selective items. Would it be interesting if I knew this was gonna happen? Well, it's okay, because I have a plan. Just like how I had a plan for using the mouse, I also have a plan for not having storage. Introducing the Ubuntu drive. Calling it the Ubuntu drive is a little bit of a lie because it actually doesn't have Ubuntu. It has Windows 11. Not just any Windows 11. I imaged this with Windows 11 to go, because I planned on booting Windows 11 on this thing. Stupidly. Yeah, an Intel Celeron and 4 gigs of RAM does not meet the requirements for Windows 11, which is stupid. Alright, get this play button out of here. It's time for Ubuntu drive. So what we're going to do here is we are going to install the Unity editor and everything it needs on this drive. This 120 gigabyte drive. So there's our internal storage of 29.12 gigs. And here's our 110 gigabyte SSD. I swear this was 120 at some point. And look at that, we're done. Okay. So now that that's done, it reads as 120 gigabyte volume, even though it's definitely not 120 gigabytes. So here's my idea. I'm gonna use a live Linux environment on this USB to crew into the storage on this laptop to get the Blender file from the laptop to the SSD, because I turned it off before I could transfer the file. But either way, it's not booting because it doesn't have enough storage. So, we have a cursor? We have two cursors. Why do we have two cursors? Hold on. I'm gonna try to... Oh, never mind. Why do we have two cursors? There we go. Yes, keep the new configuration. Okay. We have Linux Mint now. Now, the funny thing is, this is booting on the RAM, so I'm not going to try to install Unity Hub here. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of this, and I'm going to copy it onto our 120 gigabyte volume. Alright, but the reason I copied all this over is because I have a completely different plan than what I had originally than doing it on this system, right? And it's a really dumb plan, but hear me out, right? It is called not being stupid. The last time I tried to boot it, it got stuck on this splash screen. And I'm hoping that it is not stuck again. And maybe it is just checking the drive that it has plugged in. Okay, I'm back. And the laptop has put me into emergency mode. The laptop has put me into emergency mode. So that's a little bit bad. Let's just try to open Unity and see if that even works. Just with the basic stuff. Because if that works, then we can install the rest of the packages. Oh my god. Do you guys see what I see? Because I see the VRChat SDK window. Oh yeah. It took 30 minutes to get here, I think. Hold on. My recording says 20 minutes for this clip, but it did in fact take 30 minutes to get here. So we have Unity up and running. Sort of. It's windowed, but I think that's fine. I guess now that Unity is running, we are good to try to install these packages. Let's try it. Apply. Does that mean it's already... Oh, nope, just had to go through it again. Man, oh, it seems to have crashed. That's fine. There's nothing stopping us from just, Oh, it remounted the whole volume. That's interesting. I guess we can try to open the project again and see what happens. Something tells me it's either, like, screwing with me, or it is actually gonna take that long again. But it looks like it's going faster now. Like, this is significantly faster than when it started, but it's still freezing up in a couple areas. I'm just gonna let this load and go back to doom scrolling. Well, we have an editor window. Don't think we have a fully loaded scene though. Oh yeah, it's not fully loaded, it's still loading. Oh, it's trying to load Global Illumini re-roasting. Yep, those are words. And it's gone again. Crap. Okay, so What have we learned? When Unity says that it needs 4 gigs of RAM, it definitely means 4 gigs of RAM. This has 3.8 gigs of usable memory. So, if you're going to have eWaste run your Unity editor, maybe make sure that it has at least 6 gigs of RAM. Set aside 2 for your OS. This begs the question, can you make a VRChat avatar on eWaste? Yes, as long as it has more than 4 gigs of RAM. So you know what? Here's a clip from me being not stupid. I did say that I would plan on trying to use the Blender file, and I still plan on doing that. All I'm gonna do is, since I already have Alcom and everything I need here loaded up, I'm just gonna open up Alcom. And while I'm at it, I'll also open up Unity Hub. I have both of these things installed because I make avatars for a living. Open Unity. Wow. It's so much faster now. It's almost like I do this for a living. I just realized the color correction on this goddamn camera is horrible. This is a horrible camera. By the way, this camera that I'm using is a literal, like, cheap webcam that I think I got for like $5. We have a project now. What we're gonna have to do is copy these and throw them into the project folder manually. Okay, now we have the Blender file. I love the shader, by the way, it is so good. You know what, let me make a texture for this real quick. Okay. And that's gonna be our texture. So now we have our avatar. It needs to be set to humanoid. Look at that. Set it to humanoid and it's got no errors. That's what we want. That's why we named all those bones earlier. Let's drag it in. Oh yeah. I did not believe that this would work, but apparently it does. Oh man, the normals are flipped on the neck. Who could have foreseen that coming? I'm not gonna bother fixing it. Anyway, let's see here. Name Trash MX. Description: an avatar made on trash. Hey, I'm not wrong. I did make the model on a piece of trash. Upload success? Upload succeeded? Okay. Oh, look at that. Multi-platform upload finished. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm fine with that. We might have had to switch systems, but considering what I was working with, I am fine with that.